All right, y'all ready? Just a second, and go ahead. We're live.
Ladies and gentlemen, y'all live. According to our technology.
All right, we're going to call October 10th meeting to order, 6 p.m. I want to welcome everybody. Union media, public, administration, teachers. And we got 4 members here. One member has the COVID and the flu. She's at home. We're going to start with the pledge of allegiance and invocation.
Please rise. Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Please remain standing. Gracious Heavenly Father, thank you for this beautiful day. Thank you for those that are here. Be with us as we try to make wise decisions for our school district as we go forward. Keep the teachers and students safe from COVID and the evil in this world. And just thank you for the grace and mercy you show us each day. Amen.
Amen.
All right. Can I get a motion to approve the agenda?
So moved.
Second.
Been moved and seconded. All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. All right, we follow with public participation.
Apologize, I'm getting there, guys. We have 2 on the public comments list. I'll just go back as a reminder to our policy that you'll have 3 minutes to speak. I'll give you 2:45, and then with a 15-second waiver, I'll throw up my hand so I don't have to interrupt you, but I will cut you off at 3 minutes to be fair. So our first person is Dr. Sherry Shepard. There's no reason stated.
Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
None.
It is my hope that this district will focus on moving all children forward in the Cleveland School District. However, that tends not to be the case based on the recent decisions this board has made as it relates to its leadership. In order for you to have effective leadership in any organization, there are some exemplary practices that all organizations must embody in order for leaders to move the school district in a positive direction. The first attribute of effective leadership is to be able to model the way. Your recent decision by bringing in Dr. Bermucci and Mr. Reginald Barnes does not indicate that you are in any indication trying to model the way. For example, Dr. Lisa Bermucci abandoned this school district not one time, but twice. She walked out on the contract without fulfilling it, to the detriment of students if she possessed the knowledge, the information, and the insight to do an effective job. Lisa Bermucci has proven herself to be not committed to all students because she has set up a scheme to cheat innocent kids of honors that they earned at her hand as the curriculum director. Lisa Bermucci does not possess the knowledge and information to even provide any insight in the area of curriculum. For example, she masterminded an effort during her last stint here to provide children credit for credit recovery courses in violation of state law. She failed to report courses to the Mississippi Department of Education through MSIS, which is a requirement of MSIS. She has not shown herself in any way to be the one to move this district in a positive direction, and that decision should not have been made. Mr. Reginald Barnes, I don't know what experience he has in the area of consulting with any school district. While I respect Mr. Barnes highly, I just cannot see how his information that he has, given the fact that he has not been associated with any school district, does not possess a license in the state of Mississippi, is not current on current processes, can be the one to move us forward. I ask you to reconsider your decision and remove those two from this district such that we can move the district forward, not backwards. Thank you.
Thank you.
Ms. Lucille Fortney?
Good evening, everyone.
Good evening.
Just get straight to the point, cause I only got 3 minutes. Mr. Bob, how long have you been in the district?
Ms. Fortney, this is a question, it's not a question and answer, you can give
To get
comments.
to where I'm getting to, I need to.
I understand.
Well, just going forward, you have 2 individuals that have been on the board for probably over 10 to 15 years, correct? As she stated before, Ms. Lisa Pamucci was in the district prior to, but she's a retiree, if I'm not mistaken, if so she is. Mr. Reggie Burns, I really don't know about him, but I know he's a consultant. I just need to know whether or not he was consulted the district prior to. But anyway, going forward, these individuals have been in the district for years. We penalize individuals that was only here for a couple of years for their failure and neglect to implement the changes that should have been done prior to. Going forward, if Ms. Bermucci is a retiree, according to state law, Mississippi Code 2511-127, Article 3, subsection 4A, she's only allowed to work half of the working hours for the district. So say for instance, there's 205 working days in the school year. She's allowed to only work 102 of those days. But we have 142 days remaining, just estimated. So therefore, if she can't work but 102 of those days, how will she make an effective change in the district when she's not here full time and not able to work full time for the district? So therefore, we're bringing in individuals here. We're taking funds from the students, bringing individuals back into the district that didn't make an effective change then. So how are we so guaranteed that they're going to make a positive and effective change now? You take in, say for instance, according to the code, she's only allowed to make half of the salary of the superintendent at the time of employment. So just estimate the salary is $100,000. She's supposed to make $50,000 of that. But that's $50,000 that you're taking away from the student. The track over there at the middle school needs fixing. You're talking about student retention. You're not even fixing up what the students have to even operate properly. On top of that, you also have, you're trying to get a different result with the same individual. That's just like doing something over and over and expecting something to be different. You have the same individual in the same seat. You can shift money around, and the budget year ends September 30th, if I'm correct. I still got a couple more seconds, right? So that means she started October 3rd, all this was already in the making. So where did you move the funds from to bring in these new employees, to rehire? And those are answers that we still need. Amen.
That would be it for the public comments.
All right. No matter public comments, let's go to a cabinet update. Superintendent.
Okay, you have your principal action plans that are, attached. Do you have any questions about any of those? All right. Basically, I was only here for a few days before this, board agenda, so I'd just like to say that Mr. Johnson, myself, and Mr. Bowen, Mr. Towers have, visited every school in the district, and, I didn't realize that he really hadn't been introduced to everybody since there wasn't an open convocation this year. So we, enjoyed visiting and walking around and seeing the good things that are going on in the school district. And, that's pretty much all I have for this time.
All right, you have a plan for student ADA?
We're gonna look at that, and it just got finished, so we'll have to see, but it's not terrible. but, we're gonna try to see what the ins and outs are.
Cause we've been below 95% for the last, that's our stated goal.
Right.
as a board.
So we're at 93.48, so we're kinda close, so we'll look at that, school by school.
We should go up and count.
Yes, yes.
I don't know what the date is. Is there a specific date? It's the whole month, they have
Seems like it's in October.
it's the whole month, isn't it? See,
Yes.
the whole month, and then average of days, student per day.
The key is month 2 and 3, so that'll be October, November.
So, as you have the principals tomorrow, let's stress, student ADA and our teacher ADA, is low too.
And that's all I have.
All right, Miss Cindy Holtz, you have anything?
Ms. Kennedy gave you the financial statements, well, that last board meeting that she was in. She did the bank reconciliations and so that's really been done. We'll have those.
Okay, I see what you're saying on the, in that interim meeting, you
Yes.
did bank record
Mhm.
for considerations for October,
That would be for
September.
September, August, probably
Okay,
August.
I got you, I got it.
We're always a month behind.
Right.
All right, any more, anybody else got a comment with the staff, anybody else? All right, I move, can we get a motion to accept the cabinet update as presented?
Also move.
Give a second?
Okay.
Move in second, all those in favor?
Right.
Opposed? Ayes have it. All right, approval of consent agenda. Anybody got any questions?
I'll make a motion to approve.
A motion in second, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. Set date and time, February board meeting for Monday, November 14th, 6 P.M.
Okay.
I'll
We
be-
have an issue there. So some of us may be at the MSBA meeting on that day.
Y'all do that Monday and Tuesday,
Yeah.
the following Monday too late?
That's Thanksgiving.
21st.
Okay. What about this, can we do it on Thursday, the 10th? A night meeting?
That's fine.
Will that interfere with anything, Cindy, the 10th be too early closing out?
No.
Paulette?
November 10th.
At
Six.
Vegas, 6. That would help me too.
All right, get a motion to that effect.
I make the motion that the next scheduled board meeting for the Cleveland School District be at, on November 10th at 6 p.m.
The motion second, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed, ayes have it. All right, approval of claims document.
I'm good, I don't know if Paulette's got something.
All right, can I get a motion to approve claims document?
I make the motion to approve.
I second.
Been motion second to approve claims document, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, ayes have it. All right, approval for regular FY 22 combining budgets.
We
Just
changed
just
the,
an FYI on that, she accidentally gave you the original budget instead of the amended budget, so that's what she's
so
giving
do you
you.
remember what we changed on here versus what we approved last board meeting?
There was it looks like it's closer to the actual budget, there were just multiple categories where she upped it to closer to what was actually spent,
Okay.
but I didn't see any problem with
But you looked at it, you felt good with the,
it. Yes,
all the figures as far as, fuel and electricity, we know all that's good.
all that's covered, yeah, now this is the amended budget for FY 22, so that's done. Yeah, now, we'll look forward to the coming budget, yeah.
All right, can I get a motion?
Make a motion to approve.
Get a second?
I second.
A motion and a second, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed, ayes have it. All right, approval of blanket bond for employees that handle money. Can I get a motion to that effect?
Is this something we currently don't have?
I believe not. They have, this is a recommendation from the auditor. It covers all employees in the district who would touch money, including ticket takers, secretaries, principals if they end up taking it to the bank or whatever. It's a separate bond just for those people in the top blanket covers
Covers all of them.
Yeah, they're not charged for every person.
Okay,
But we give them a list of people we know now who actually handle money, and we'll add to or take away from money.
because this fee is based off 18 positions,
Right.
so.
All right, can I get a motion?
I so move.
Second? Been motion and second, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. Approval of contract with New Network and Server Support Services, and E-rate with Millennium Consulting.
Just an FYI again on this one, if you remember, they've been in the district for the past 4 or 5 years until last year. These are engineering, top, high-level engineering services for the network. You're down to 2 people in your technology department who need this kind of help with the technology in the district.
So this is a 1 year,
This is 1 year, and they've been in here for the past 5 except for last year.
Okay.
So this will enable us to have an additional, like
Yeah.
additional help.
Yes, yes.
They will
Alright.
be available whenever, if I have an issue, I can call them. They'll be able to do stuff remotely. They'll be here, several times. They're usually here once or twice a month, but they can do high-level stuff, especially with our cybersecurity plans that we're gonna have to do, switches, that kind of thing. And it'll be like having a network admin on staff with not, at a less amount pay-wise. We'll get more, I'll have more to work with. Because
and who
yeah.
was doing the services for this year?
nobody.
Nobody.
We've
So
been-
this is added to the budget,
Yes,
but it's in there reflected in these numbers.
yes.
All right, can I get a motion? Get a second? Moving second, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. Approval of child nutrition to accept the addendum to state.
Oh,
This one.
missed one.
Approval of Cleveland School District Office for federal programs to enter to a partnership.
Mm-hmm.
Is that the one? I thought we-
By the California Action Homelessness.
I thought we were approval of Black County Community Action Homeless MOU federal program.
That's it.
Well, it ain't on this page.
Okay.
Number 9, approval for Cleveland School District Office of Federal Programs to enter into a partnership with Baldwin County Community Action Agency Homeless Program for 22-23.
This is like, they were- Like, I mean, all you've looked at it.
I have.
Lisa, if you had a chance to look at it, make sure everything's good.
Yes.
All right, can I get a motion to approve?
Second.
Get a motion and second, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. Approval for child nutrition to accept the addendum to State Agency School Food Authority Agreement, Fresh Fruit and Vegetable Program for 22-23. Agreement. Get a motion?
Well, is food services here?
I am.
Oh, that's what I thought. You had the mask, I couldn't think. You're good with this?
Yes. This, grant was actually approved last school year. We were approved to apply for it. However, they have sent us this addendum to the grant for part. So in order to get the funds, we're gonna have to
Do this,
approve that.
Or you've looked at it?
I have, it's by the MDE, so I mean, it was clean.
All right, can I get a motion? Get a second?
Second. Go ahead.
Been motion and second, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. Approval of revised list for child nutrition monthly open PO. We got a revised list, and somebody to the monthly PO. Can I get a motion to approve?
I'll make the motion to approve.
Get a second? Motion second, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. Approve for the maintenance department to add specialty glass to the home monthly purchase order list. Another,
Terry's not here tonight, but I would assume that's for broken windows after 5 o'clock.
yes, sir.
And we need to get patched up before the next grade is scheduled for the,
Can I get a motion?
I make that motion.
Get a second?
I second.
Then motion second, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. Approval of policy updates from MSBA.
Wow, it's a lot of.
You remember some of this, Ms. Lisa?
Huh?
You remember some of this that
With
the
the
revenue
last
was
meeting.
A lot of this deals with what I'll call updates in the law. And so a lot of the policy updates are changes to reflect changes in Mississippi law. A good example is the bidding requirements. There was one that started out at 50, now it's 75. So your policy has to be changed to reflect that. There was another one, another good example is the definition of smoking or vaping to include something like that. Another one dealt with weapons, so just an updated legal version of what is a weapon. So now your policy should reflect what Mississippi law stands for. And that's
So it
99,
automatically,
that's 99% of their updated policies. There are a couple of them that were when policies were already covered by another policy, you would have redundancy. And so what they would do is pull one because it was commonly addressed somewhere else. So everyone that they have, MSBA suggested the policy updates, I've looked at them and I would agree, and they're good.
They're good.
So we don't have to approve just a few at a time.
That's exactly what they've
We're gonna
done.
approve this whole list.
You approve this list, and it just mirrors over and substitutes in for an updated legal version.
The next time you might have another list.
yeah.
And then we'll have an old one that supersedes this one.
All right, can I get a motion? All right, get a second?
Second.
Then motion and second, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. All right, approval of competitive seal bids for security exterior doors, hardware, and installation. Who's got that? Didn't have no bidders? All right. We're gonna table it?
Oh,
Move
I
it
don't
to-
know if we require doing any action since we had no bid.
All right, no action taken. All right, approve personnel. Personal agenda, resignations, recommendations,
That's
vacancies.
the shortest one since I've been on the board.
Anybody got any questions about personnel?
I mean, I've looked at them, I'm good with
Home?
No, no question.
all that. I make the motion to approve.
I second.
Been motioned and approved and seconded, all those in favor on personnel?
Aye.
All opposed? Ayes have it.
And ask the number 16 be tabled, President. I need to
16.
do a little bit more research on that.
I make the motion to, table
16.
16.
I second.
Been motioned second, table 16, all those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. Move and table approval of external providers, Kids First Day Education Group previously approved through RFP to provide service throughout the district to support implementation of our new HQIM math and ELA curriculum through December 22.
Make the motion to approve.
Get a second?
I'll second. Let me ask a question. Is this where we get the young lady to come and discuss with us?
She'll be here on the November board meeting.
Okay.
All right, can I get a motion?
Got a motion.
Got a
and a
motion,
second.
can I get a second?
I second.
Motion second, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. All right. Remove from table and approval of communication specialist. We're gonna retable that?
Yeah.
We table it with the, salary scale of, what do we say, G?
G.
Is that what we discussed? G?
Starting salary is G. All right, can I get a, you got some motion, can I get a second?
Second.
Then motion second, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it.
Ms. Bell, you got that? We're gonna put in the salary scale.
All right, moving table and approval of updates on policy GCRAA, Fair Labor Standards Policy. Who's got that?
That was the one that y'all discussed regarding overtime. And there's still a question, due to a lack of a decision as to the policy decision maker.
Oh, who could approve?
Who could approve?
Want us to table it?
I think you'd be wise to table that at this
All
time.
right. Can I get a motion to table?
Make a motion to table.
Get a second?
Second.
Then motion to second, table number 19, all those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it. All right, can I get a motion to consider executive session?
So moved.
A motion second to consider executive session, all those in favor?
Aye.
All right, can I get a motion to enter executive session for what stated reasons, legal,
Student misconduct.
student misconduct,
District
out of
transfer.
district? All right, can I get a motion to enter executive session for those stated reasons? Get a second?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Opposed? Ayes have it, we're going to executive session, take about a 5-minute break.